Mike, are you ready to talk about Sanaa?
Absolutely anytime.
Delicious. Mike, we just had a delicious dinner at Sanaa.
Yes, we did.
Did you love it?
I loved it.
Okay. Now, how would you rate tonight's dinner compared to the lunch we had? I realize I'm leaving out a detail here, so let me cover this first. We found out today that there's a different lunch menu than the dinner menu.
Yes.
So we did not have the same options we had last time. We thought, at least I thought, that we'd have the same options we had last time.
I did too.
Yeah. And it was totally different stuff. So, Mike, what did you think of Sanaa's dinner? How would you compare it to lunch? And did you like it? Did you not like it? What do you want to try next time? That sort of thing.
I loved it. I really did love it. It was the curry, the butter chicken, really good. Not as good as the lunches that I've had at Sanaa.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be a tiny bit improved, but you know what? I have to try more on the menu before I start saying things like that. So I enjoyed it, but if you ask me my preference at the moment, it's lunch over dinner.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. You know, it was a delicious, delicious dinner. Definitely glad we came, and it's still one of the top for dinner, but the lunch, to me, exceeds the dinner by a good chunk. I loved that brati last time. I feel like bread service, though, always is delicious. And we didn't get bread service this time. Tried some new stuff. Weren't that hungry. So we got the journey, right? It was the curry options, which we were recommended. I did like my shrimp a lot. And I liked that coconut, cilantro, vegetables a lot as well.
Oh, yeah.
And I believe you mentioned you preferred those two options over your butter chicken?
I did.
Yes.
And masala.
Right.
I did prefer your spicy shrimp and the vegetables.
Yeah, the shrimp was pretty spicy. The waiter told us it would be about as spicy as jalapenos. I didn't think it was that spicy. It was a little bit spicy, but not quite at that level. Now,
Good spice.
It was a good spice. Now, these dishes came in 3 bowls, actually. So there was the, coconut, cilantro, vegetables in a bowl. There was the shrimp in another bowl. And then the third bowl was jasmine rice. And we both had jasmine rice come with our dish. So it was pick one off the journey menu, pick one off the harvest menu. So it's like 1 vegetables, 1 meat. And then there's the jasmine rice that comes with it. I thought it was great. Overall, it was great. I've been recommended this dish. I think we've both been recommended this dish many times. But again, for me, it's that brati for lunch that I would come back for again and again and again. I could definitely see getting this again. Now, next time, I would want to try something new. Brati is something I could come back for again and again and again. But I'd want to try something new if we came back for dinner. And for me, that would probably be either the 5 meat option or the duck option.
Both of those look great.
Those looked great to me as well. And how about you? Is there anything you saw that you'd want to try next time for dinner?
Those two looked really good. What was the other one she mentioned? There was another one on there. I'm already forgetting it. But the dinner looks like it has a lot of... what was it? It was the... I think it was the meat trio. I think that you already mentioned it. So it was that one. So yeah, that's one I really am interested in trying in the future.
Definitely. Now, let's talk about the bread service. We didn't get it tonight, but it is absolutely amazing. Now, I think this is one of the best things at Sanaa. I love the brati as well, but the bread service is absolutely amazing. What are your thoughts on the bread service?
Fantastic. The best thing they have on the menu. I mean, I can say that without hesitation.
Easy.
You have to vary what you want, though. Are you ready for just kind of carbohydrates? Because that's what bread service is.
Right.
The sauces and the bread. If you need more protein, then you got to go in a different direction, and that's the hard part because bread service will fill you up fast, and it's great. I'm so glad it does. It's the perfect amount. It's perfect for 2 people.
Yeah.
But you need to know in advance what you want.
And that's a perfect point because that's my next question exactly is how much bread service, like how filling is bread service, right? I think it's not something that you'd expect to be so filling, right? Because generally you get appetizers and you're like, all right, appetizer will warm us up for dinner. But if the 2 of us get a bread service, we're pretty much full, before we've even gotten to an entree.
True.
So that's how I feel about it. Do you agree? It's like it could almost be like a half a bread service could almost be a meal for someone.
Yes, it is. It is for me every time. We have. If you and I split it, it's we're done.
Yep.
We're just getting the bread service, and I feel like it's a good option. It just depends on what you've had the rest of the day. If you haven't really had that protein, then you might need it.
Right.
But it varies. I think for 3 people, I guess it could work as an appetizer, but even that I think would be quite filling. 4 people, I think you're in great shape as an appetizer.
Yep.
But 2, you're going to be full. That's my opinion.
Yep. And if I'm not mistaken, last time we came here, we hadn't even eaten breakfast, and it was lunchtime.
Yes.
We were so hungry.
Yes.
And we split the bread service.
Yes.
And it was delicious bread service.
Yes.
We both got maybe halfway through our entree
Yes.
before getting some boxes and taking those home.
Yep.
So just to give you an idea, I feel like 2 guys who eat a good amount of food.
We do.
It's a lot. That bread service is quite a bit, which is another amazing component of the bread service.
No doubt.
You know, it's great filling appetizer. I love that. I could see splitting that with like even 6-8 people, you know, like just getting one for the table just so everyone can try it. I think that's one of the, to me, that's what it is, right? Trying all the different types of sauces, trying maybe the different pieces of bread. I think that really makes the bread service experience, and at the same time, you'd have room.
No question.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. No question about it. And, that's what it's best for. It's best for trying new things.
Yep. Now, another thing I wanted to touch on is tonight with dinner, I got the cilantro coconut vegetables. Someone asked me recently, this was actually on stream, someone asked about vegetables. And they said, I'm having a hard time getting my kids to want to eat vegetables. And so I tried this dish, and I thought of that comment as I was eating the dish tonight. And I'm like, okay, well, you've tried vegetables. What about like something like this? Maybe have them try this and see what they think. The coconut cilantro flavor for me was amazing. You don't even realize you're eating vegetables. So I feel like if you soak it in something like that, and especially if you just come here and try the coconut cilantro vegetables at Sanaa, that may be a winner.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Those were delicious. I stand behind that as well.
Yep.
Fantastic vegetables.
And Mike's with that as well. Yes, you had your masala.
Masala, I would go for the vegetables over the masala any day. That's me.
Yep. The flavoring, to me, I love coconut and I love cilantro flavoring. So just looking at that, I'm like, this is perfect for me. But I thought it was delicious. Like really, really good vegetables. I feel like I might have even been slightly surprised how good the vegetables came out. The shrimp was delicious too, spicy, and I did enjoy it. But I was, honestly, of the items that I had, I feel like I was most blown away by the vegetables, strangely. Yeah.
Interesting. I was most blown away by the shrimp.
Yeah. I mean, the shrimp was good, and it was better than the vegetables. But as vegetables...
That's true.
As vegetables, that cilantro coconut, I'm like, it doesn't taste like vegetables. It just tastes good. Yes, the shrimp was better, maybe slightly better, but comparing what it is, as hard as it is to get me or you to eat vegetables,
yes.
You'd be like, all right, I could eat that for sure. So that's what impressed me about it. But you're right, the shrimp was the most delicious item. I'm definitely with that.
No doubt.
In terms of spiciness, I feel like mixing our entrees with the rice helped sort of moderate that spice level. And the rice by itself was also a good... Are those animals?
Yes, it is.
What animal is that?
I believe that's the crowned crane.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
Yeah.
No idea it makes that kind of sound. I can't even see it. In terms of... What was I even talking about?
I'd lost train of
thought. It's
Sorry.
over here.
It's over here.
Woot, woot. All right. The jasmine rice.
Yes.
The jasmine rice was fantastic for moderating the spice levels. So I finished off with the jasmine rice. That helped me sort of alleviate some of the spice that came with eating the entire tub of shrimp. It was a little bit spicy.
Yes.
It was. To eat that whole thing of shrimp was pretty spicy for me. So to have that rice there to sort of moderate it and to mix the sauce into really helped. I also dumped some of the sauce. Hey, hello. I wonder if they can hear that. I wonder if you can hear that. I also dumped some of the sauce into the rice just to get some of that good flavoring in there, be able to enjoy that. But I couldn't put too much in because I feel like that would have made the rice a little bit too spicy. So that was my approach. I think you mixed in some sauce to your rice as well, but
Yes,
it
I
was
did.
with your masala. It wasn't your chicken sauce.
Both.
Oh, you did both.
I did
Okay.
both, and they were both really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a great evening of flavors, and part of me feels like they should have added like a third bowl so you can combine them the way you wanted.
Yeah.
But I liked pouring it on top of the rice, so it did work out.
Yeah, that is a very interesting idea. I hadn't even thought about that. But you're right, that would be very interesting. I felt like the bowls were a little bit smaller than I expected. Honestly, even in comparison to lunch, I feel like that brati was far larger than the bowls we got here tonight.
It's true.
Yeah.
Tend to agree with you on that one.
And price-wise, lunch was less expensive as well.
Much.
So I think lunch would be my go-to recommendation. If I were to recommend Sanaa, and I do recommend Sanaa for any meal of the day. I haven't tried breakfast, I do recommend Sanaa.
I have.
Okay.
Not amazing,
Okay.
but not bad at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, lunch would be number 1, and then dinner. Mike, rank all 3 since you have the experience for all 3.
At this point, knowing what I know,
Okay.
I would actually say lunch, breakfast, dinner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was really good.
Good to
Again,
know.
not trying to compare
Their
it to
lunch.
Cape May breakfast.
Okay.
But it was really good.
That sounds nice. We'll have to give that a shot at some point. That definitely sounds like a great one.
And Ohana breakfast too.
Ohana breakfast, I've heard so much about. There's so many things still to try, right? A lot of people have mentioned deluxe burgers. I really want to try that at some point as well. So many good food options for us to try coming up. But that is a brief review here of our dining at Sanaa. Hopefully you find this helpful. Hopefully you have tried Sanaa or you give Sanaa a shot. If you haven't, let us know if you have or haven't, what your thoughts on it are in the comments below. If you have not already, subscribed for more fun, family-friendly times. Happy to share all that with you. Hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to stay informed of all of the fun adventures we have. Until next time,
Have a magical day.
and game on. See you soon.